From the dung heap, everybody. These are my friends. A lot of them.
Friends.
There he is. Hi, sweetie.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
And we're live. Hello. SPTV. Hello. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Well, it's been a manic Monday, huh? So here we are, second stream of the day for me, and thank you all for being here on such short notice. Great to see some of the night people. Susie Q, hey there, darling. Clearwater Chad, Sushi Full, thanks for being here. Thank you to my mods. We got Jersey Jan and Inappropriate Hep. Hey, Hep. So glad to see you. And we got Giorgio, George in the background, that he's starring some questions. So send him your questions, and please be kind, at least to Georgie, no 2D flowing, as he would say. Or maybe he wants you to, I'm not sure. I can see him. Anyways, hi, everybody. If you could hit the like button or the dislike button as you come in, that would be awesome. So yeah, here we are. I probably won't be on in the morning, so I thought I would do another stream tonight. And yeah, so much has happened. So this is just, it's crazy. It can be like maddening, this whole situation with Linkin Park. My kids are fans, and I guess I'd call myself a peripheral fan, because I don't know, I feel old, but I never really got way into their music, but I certainly know it. And this whole situation I remember when Chester passed away, it was so sad. And yeah, this whole thing, as Joel said, I think I started. Howdy, folks. Here we are, more Linkin Park. This story has grown legs and is running. Yes, and I have been pretty much in backstage helping Aaron on growing up in Scientology for the past few streams about this situation. And there are so many people that are upset about it. There's so many people, new people coming in. There's a lot of trolls and then non-trolls that are defending Emily. And there's people that are really upset about it, that have differing opinions, which is totally fine with me. So I just want to let you all know, differing opinions are fine. If you call me names or call any of my chat names or get really feisty, you're gonna have to be excused, so in a nice way. So yeah, I have been talking to some people about it. I've been online quite a bit, and I have a few things to show you. Some of them you've probably already seen, but I've got some thoughts, and I really want to hear from you, because I feel like so much information is thrown at you. I talk my head off. I talk your ear off. So many of the creators will present things and talk, and then only leave a little bit of time at the end because there's just so much to present. So this is my second stream of the day, so I want you to weigh in on it. And like I put in the title, Linkin Park fans have weighed in. Chester's son has weighed in, and I do want to read. I want to show you his take on it. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll show you that, and we'll talk about that, because there were some different kind of interesting angles that were thrown into some of the chats today that I saw. And I don't mind being a little spicy. I don't mind addressing some of the things, because we talk about pretty much all the things here. So who have I said hi to yet? We've got, I say how to eat more pizza now. Hey there, friend. Good to see you. Kate Delight. Hi there. See a lot of people coming in. Thank you all for being here. TKK. Good morning. You're where are you, in down under? Yeah. It's the next day in Australia, right? Poet. Hi there, Poet. Glad to see you. Lolau 0708. Hi there. 0708 from California. Nice. Constance June. Hi there. We got Windy City Think and Watch. Hey there, friend. All Star. Yeah. All Star audience. That's right. Super Pop. Hey there. Good to see you. This is why I love coming on at night, because I get to see people I don't usually see. And I like the morning too, because all the UK people and the Europeans and the early birds on the West Coast I get to see as well. So, oh, John Scooby-Dooski, Shostowski, Shemwowski. Hi there. Chrissy Neverin Newton. Hey there, friend. Good to see you. Atkinson, Texas. Hi there. We got Marilee. Hey. Haggis Basher. Great to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, so let me go over the screenshots I have, and I definitely want to get your opinion on that. So, all right. Add this to stage. I'd kind of blow it up. It's gonna be a little bit clunky here, but I'll see what I can do. Okay. So this is Mike Shinoda. Is that how you say it? Mike Shinoda, who's in the band, who is, I guess, one of the main players in the band, and also wrote a lot of the lyrics to many of the songs. He said, today at 9:15 a.m., many people will take time to wrap their heads around us with her, meaning Emily Armstrong in the band. If people are respectfully not there yet, I'm totally fine with that. But disrespect me and you will lose my respect in turn. And a viewer or a fan said, it was hard to hear you live without Chester. That also, but also so good to see you back and then it got cut off. And Mike said, I understand this. We need to give space for everyone who is shocked / processing. It is difficult. Seeing me and Em together, shoulder to shoulder, brought up so many feelings for people in our crew and management. Happy and sad at the same time. So complex. So basically what he's saying is like, oh, it'll take time. I totally understand. To me, this really seems like deflection, right? Because he's not really addressing the elephant in the room, the issues at hand. He's just saying, well, like you're a little kid getting used to a new, classmate or something. Like, no. This is actually an issue. But just to take note of the part where he says it'll take time to wrap their heads around us with her. So it's like many people will take time. Okay, so let me shrink this a little. So I can go to the next one. And then Jamie Bennington, who is Chester's son, put this on his Instagram. It's a little clunky, so let me try to move it around a little bit, get it bigger. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Oh, okay, there we go. See if I can do it. Okay. So this is Jamie, Chester's son. He said people aren't having a difficult time wrapping their head around the prospect of Linkin Park reinventing itself. They're having a hard time wrapping their head around how you, one, hired your friend of many years, Emily Armstrong, to replace Chester Bennington, knowing Emily's history in the church and her history as an ally to Danny Masterson is what it is. 2, quietly erased my father's life and legacy in real time, not only during a band interview meant to clear the air about certain aspects of Linkin Park's history and future, but during International Suicide Prevention Month. 3, have refused to acknowledge the impact of hiring someone like Emily without so much as a clarifying statement on the variety of victims that make up your core fan base. No acknowledgement of the way you groom your fan base, Chester's kids or family. My falling out with your wife, Anna Shinoda, who cannot be mentioned either. So he can't tag them, I think is what he's saying. Danny Masterson victims, or even Emily's intimidation of those victims. And the list goes on and on and on. And then in purple up here, it says, I'd mention you, but you restricted my interactions with you because you don't like what I have to say. So this will have to do. And then there were a couple other screenshots that he put in later, I think. Um, okay. What you've done is not something for people to acclimate to. It's not a shock that people are just going to have to take time to process and understand. You have betrayed the trust loaned to you by decades of fans and supporting human beings, including myself. We trusted you to be the bigger, better person, to be the change, because you promised that was your intention. Now you're just senile and tone deaf, insane. At this point, I would wager that all you Linkin Park guys know is disrespect. You didn't trick me. And then he says, I heard you slip at the end of your Zane Lowe interview. This album has been in the works since at least 2019, possibly 2017. So it's been a while. And he said that was a slip. I know your pattern. I saw what you did. Let me shrink that. And then he said, disrespect me. Go ahead. Disrespect me. Let's see if, I do not appreciate this comment made by Mike about disrespect. I'm going to say as much. My perspective on the matter is that I've never seen the band allow for, quote, respectful resistance. Sounds a little culty. I've never seen the band allow third-party perspective in the conversation. The pattern says that historically, people who express alternative views to the mainstream narrative are marginalized and shut down. And that might be, that's it. Oh, I'll show you that later. So yeah, that's it for now. And I just want to say this, and I say this, those of you that watch me regularly or non-regularly, when I say this, um, I was very upset and disappointed in so many of the comments that I saw in various chats and comments after the videos of people basically trying to discredit Jamie Bennington because he has some other ideas about his father's death. He said, supposedly I haven't actually seen him say it because I don't know of the situation as well as some others might, but just basically trying to discredit him as crazy because he's said that there's some conspiracies and all this. Maybe he did, and maybe he does have some mental health issues like his father did. So are we shaming people that might have some mental health issues? Plus, I'm getting a little bit, I feel like Surge right now. I'm like really mad, Plus, is he wrong? Is he wrong in this? I don't think so. I didn't really see anything that he said that was a lie or that was, super off in some left field. Again, it's what Scientology does. Honestly, it's just deflection, always attack, never defend. Let's get down to the matter. The heart of the matter is that Scientology is a multi-billion billion-dollar abusive human trafficking cult, and she hasn't denounced them. And she didn't even mention Danny Masterson's name. It was just what my um my mother, my adopted mom used to say, a kiss and a promise. It was just like, yeah, not really going to deal with it. I'll just kind of blow it off. So yeah, it was just really maddening to me because it's like, don't address the situation. Don't address the person, what they're actually saying. Just say, he's crazy anyways. Let's just, forget it. I'm not going to listen to him, you know? So thank you, Georgie, I already have a bunch of things starred. That's good. I had a couple more things I wanted to show you, but let's go through this first. Mama Alf, given what I know about Chester, the lead singer is such a slap in the face to him and his legacy. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Hey, Blakey. Hey there. Good to see you, friend. So glad you're here. Hey, Marilyn, I'm watching Aliens with my family. Wow. That's a throwback. I wanted to drop in and say, I love you. I love you too. And it's good to see you. And I love you too on all the chat. Yeah. Thank you for being here, Blakey. from a poet. I like their music. As I said earlier today, it's really unfortunate, especially because the way her voice meshes with the band. Yeah, yeah, I think she does. I think her voice is great. I have no problem with that. Again, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Susie Q, my mind is blown by this whole thing. Yeah, I hear ya. Yeah, I can concur with that. That's for sure. Cinderella, in my opinion, if it was Laura or Kelly, I would have no problem. She needs to stand with the movement. If if she does that, we're here. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hey, Haggis Basher, good to see you. The problem stems from the public not understanding the cruel and abusive practices that are part of the norm in Scientology. They just think people aren't liking her religion. Absolutely. And that was something that I've been thinking about all day because, I'm looking at George right now. George, especially, but all the mods and myself and Kelly and Liz Gale have been working on this video project to pull together a short 10-minute project or 10-minute video to basically outline why the outrage, why should Congress care, and why should the American people care about this human trafficking cult having tax exempt status. They've had tax exempt status for what, 31 years, something like that, and it's got to stop because they're abusive and they're hurting people. And it's like I want to have like a fact sheet to just have it right here in front of me because people did come into my chat today and came into Aaron's chat and was like, either they didn't know what Scientology was, or was like, why are you attacking somebody's religion? To me, I don't feel like it's a religion at all. You know, it's a we always say this, but it's a corporation masquerading as a religion, right? And it's even the Supreme Court said that it's a quid pro quo, and they have billions of dollars in real estate just sitting there empty, and they have these Sea Org members and these staff members. You've heard story after story if you've been around for any period of time that it's the norm, even for children and young teens to be working. And now they're saying, well, they don't have the cadet org anymore, but still they have teenagers. Even we've heard stories even recently from Denmark and even Kansas City of people saying they were working full time, which means full time plus full time, like 80, 90, even close to 100 hours a week. And they get what, $47 if they're lucky a week. And then they have to turn around and buy birthday presents for Dave Miscavige and whatever. They have to buy their own deodorant, their own toothbrushes, their own everything, right? And it's got to be special, it can't have any scent. I mean, and they if they fall out of line at all, or they don't have these bogus, arbitrary statistics done by Thursday at 2, then they have to go to the ethics and they lose any privileges they already have. And they have to live with cockroaches, and sometimes they're bunk. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. And if you want to know how horrible the conditions are and how abusive they are, just check out at Literally Surge right here on YouTube. And he lays it out, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. And if you're not in tears by the end of one of his streams, I don't know. I mean, I'm usually in tears by the first 5-10 minutes of his streams. So that's why Scientology is not a religion. It's not a good thing. It's an absolutely horrible, abusive cult. And I'm just trying to keep, raising the volume, as Susie Oberholtz would say, and that's why I named this just keep, keep talking, keep weighing in, keep raising your voice. Just, make your voice heard. Make your voice heard. Yes. Surge, literally Surge. He does. He cracks open my heart too. I agree. I don't know if that's a joke or not. It's so unlike you to go on and on and on. Well, well, I mean, I do go on and on and on. I talk a lot, but yeah, I usually cry instead of get angry and yell. But I'm just so it's just so frustrating for people to be like, well, just leave her alone. What are you talking about? And listen, I've said this, till I'm blue in the face. I have absolute compassion, especially for those that are born in. I mean, I don't know if you saw on Growing Up in Scientology, Eric Rader told his story, and I I only got to hear like bits and pieces of it because I had company tonight, but I was in tears because his father was just such a vile person, and he was a Scientologist, and he was mistreated. Definitely check that out because it's just another example of how Scientology ruins families, ruins lives, hurts people, and just rakes in the money, rakes it in, and they don't care. They don't care about anyone but their bottom line, and that's it. Oh, that's okay. You can catch up. Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, it's so great to see you all. So glad to see you all. Um, Basher, I really do appreciate his son addressing victims. Absolutely. And I think he hit the head or nail. Yeah, he hit the nail on the head. He really did. He really did because the way he expressed it was he knows that his father, I mean, whether he thinks his father was unalived himself or was unalived, supposedly there's some question out there as far as he's concerned. There's maybe some conspiracy theories, but I know that he knew his father's pain and he loved his dad, and he knows that his dad would not be happy with this situation. I don't believe that at all. So yeah, Kate Delight. It's so sad that he has to defend his dad's legacy against his own friends. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a good point. That I mean, come on. That's just so awful and sad. Constance June, hi there. I go back to Emily saying that she has not spoken to him since the day in court. Some things, oh, meaning Danny, yeah. Some things that means no, something that means no communication with Danny. Maybe other forms of communication, email, text, PM, family. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that, but that's a very good point. Haggis Basher, Serge did a great job of dissecting her lies in the interview she did as a victim of Scientology PR machine. Absolutely. And I like how he does. He looks at the receipts and he goes down the line and he explains it. And he even took their new song and went through it and looked at the lyrics. And there's some things, sorry, my nose itches a little wide. There's some phrases in there that, hey, I mean, maybe it was written before she came in, maybe it wasn't, because I guess she's been kind of involved with the band or been around the band since at least 2019, maybe even earlier. So, but things like, pulling it in and stuff like that, you never know. We don't know. But I really like how he does. He just gets to the nitty-gritty and really dissects everything and looks at it and explains it. Because I I know it's so hard. Like, I can't imagine like the learning curve. Like, a lot of us have been around for a long time, but so many things, like even listening to Aaron and Eric Rader tonight, was you could tell, I mean, they're both Scientologists, they know the language, and when they use all those, acronyms and different only the first syllable of a word, or abbreviations all the time, I'm getting to where I kind of know what that is, like EP is end phenomena, but I've definitely had to learn all that stuff to know what they're talking about, and they're always good about like explaining it later. But sometimes it's kind of like having English as a second language, and then when you get talking to somebody who speaks the same language, all of a sudden it slips, and you're just like, and people don't understand you all of a sudden. And I do that when I'm with my ex-fundy friends. Yeah, some of the stuff we say, actually, if Hef is still in the chat, I do that with her. That's going to be interesting when we're together because, yeah, we speak the language. We speak of the language. Oh, Chrissy Never in Newton. This month is always a hard awareness month for me. I have lost 27. to unaliving. Oh, so sorry. One was my best friend 3 years ago. I'm so sorry, Chrissy. Yeah, I understand. I mean, I lost a brother when I was 3, and I think it always stayed with me even though I wasn't aware of it, but yeah, I've had some friends that have done, and yeah, it's so sad. It's so awful. And this is a month to spread the word and be aware of it, and it's just the whole thing is just bad timing. It's just awful. Right, There's Q. They should watch Aaron's last stream with Eric Rader to see what pain Scientology causes. Child auditors suffer so much. Ugh. Oh, it's just so sickening. Joel McCoyne, I never heard of Linkin Park until a few days ago, but I do know a PR nightmare when I see one, and this is it. Yep, I hear ya. They have lost control of it. A good old-fashioned dumpster fire. Yep, that is true. That is true. Amy M. Joel McCoy, don't feel bad. I don't know their music, not my genre. I don't like much music past the 80s. Yeah, the 90s were like a total blur for me. Total blur because I was solidly in the cult for the entire 90s, and then I got out in 2007, so I missed a lot of it. I mean, I knew who like Nirvana was, only a few bands, but my boys have kind of caught me up with some of it, and they like all the old stuff, the 60s, 70s, 80s too. Pretty much like music in general, which is I think is pretty cool. Kate Delight, tell me one good thing Scientology did in the past 50 years. Nothing. Yeah. And anything that makes sense about their quote religion, their doctrine, tech, whatever you want to call it, self-help, mumbo jumbo, anything that tends to make sense is most likely stolen. And and Ron even stole things from the Bible because I'll be talking to some of the ex-Scientologists, and they'll be like, "Many are called, a few are chosen." I'm like, "That was in the Bible." And then a couple other things too, like, "What would Ron do?" I'm like, "I think it was supposed to be what would Jesus do?" And there was another one recently. I can't remember what it was, but it was definitely a Bible verse, and I'm like, "He stole that too." He stole things from a lot of he stole things I from like black magic and Satanism pretty much too. It's just crazy. Lathonda, hi there. Great to see you. It's got to be wicked late where you are. Sorry, I say wicked because I live not too far from Boston. Well, 3 hours, but still, I'm from Boston area. It's wicked late. Lathonda Rocklinga, it's often said that we should separate the art from the artist, but I can't do that when supporting an artist means my money is going to a child trafficking cult. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can't disagree with that at all. Yeah, and people were like, "Well, so what? Her voice sounds good, or they're making a business decision." Well, that's fine, but people vote with their money, and they want to know where their money's going. And in this case, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And it's really twofold because we got the Danny Masterson thing, which she apologized, but she hasn't apologized to the victims. She didn't mention his name. She didn't say what he did, or really even that she was sorry. It was like, well, I supported him, but I shouldn't have. But she didn't even say that what she knew or anything. And it's like, is she saying she's sorry because she made a bad decision, or that she just didn't know about it, and when she found out about it, then she was like, "Oh, well, okay, well, I don't support that." I don't know. It was just very way too broad. Yeah, good point. Constance June. It's also that Scientology does not allow for mainstream mental health treatment. Some fans don't realize that. Yeah, and that's why, we keep harping on this, right? I mean, it's only been a few days, but there's stream after stream, and there's all kinds of, social media. I guess TikTok's blowing up with it, Instagram, everywhere. And I think getting the word out. And I really hope that there are several protests. I know there's some being planned. There's one in New York City that's being planned. I think in LA, hopefully all over in their tour. Ada, hi there. Lincoln Park fan here. Also a never-in who was educated on Scientology, and I'm leaving messages everywhere. Awesome. Very good. Awesome. And yeah, I started to, because there's so many different places that you can leave messages. So I wrote something out and just copied and pasted it because you never know who might see it, you know? And I think what people are saying, and it's hard for me to tell whether it's being, deleted or not, but they probably have like some people that are in charge of their social media that are deleting it, but you can just keep pasting it unless you're blocked, and then you can go somewhere else, you know? So I think that's good. Hey, Bo Beats, no sheep. Oh, no, you're Black Sheep. Okay, Bo Beats, Black Sheep. Hi there. Great to see you. Hi, Marilyn. I'm torn on this Emily issue. One part of me has compassion for her upbringing, indoctrination, and thus the obvious cognitive dissonance. The other part is furious at her blatant disregard. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, the fact that she's a born in and she is, obviously under coercive control and mind control. But at the same time, I mean, uh, all all cult survivors, whether they're in or out, cult members or cult survivors have been under that at some point. And there's always consequences for it, and at one point, I mean, she has been in the quote real world for a long time. And uh I think she knows right from wrong. So I think it's a matter of not wanting to take that step, and she might lose her family. And yeah, I can definitely have compassion on her for that, but at the same time, right is right, you know. Bo Beats. Love the dung heap behind you. Might want to put a rainbow Raymond in the middle as the one there now looks like a female toy. Saying I was thinking of putting a hat on him. I was gonna put like a little captain's hat on him, but Pharaoh Cheryl made that. It's Rodney's body Satan. In fact, I have another one that I'm working on. But yeah, he's gonna have a captain's hat. But yeah, Cheryl made that, and I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit dark. I do have a light on it, but I've got a little Xenu hat on one of the poop emojis. And then the very middle is my little likeness, I guess, my little doll that I made. And then there's another body Satan right there. It's the one Cheryl made with kind of dirty blonde hair. So yeah, we're working on it. It's a work in progress. Yeah. Amy M, hi there. Lincoln Park has concerts lined up for Inglewood, California, Brooklyn, New York, Delaware, and London, UK. It's good to know. Yep. Oh, London. Interesting. Ada, I don't think Chester would be in this band. I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it. Amy M, again, there needs to be Linkin Park concert protests. Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that. Eat more pizza. Now my band won't cover Linkin Park anymore. That's good to know. That's mad respect for that. Absolutely. Haggis Basher. Love that name. Scientology has only cleared cult water of residents and businesses rather than the planet. Good point. Good point. Viniscus Costa. What if Emily Armstrong was a Catholic believer? Are Scientologists worse than Catholics? I'm not a Scientologist, but they can't be worse than Catholic Church. In my opinion, yes, they are. And the reason being is it's institutionalized abuse. I mean, agreed. You had the Catholic Church was abusive and is probably is and still abusive in some ways. And I'm not excusing any of that at all. But number one, I mean, you can leave the Catholic Church, and you're not, in some cases, they would actually go and get you and kidnap you and bring you back if you left things like the gold base. And they don't have little children that are now are adults saying that they had to work, day and night, and they were essayed. I mean, again, there was a big cover up and horrible things in SA, but this this was like actually institutionalized, where they had money that was specifically, and they had policy that was specifically designed to traffic people away from their abuser and cover up the crimes. And it's actually um in the tenets of the religion that they're not allowed to report to the authorities. They're not allowed. I mean, that is part of the religion, that you will be excommunicated if you come forward as a victim and report another Scientologist. And it goes on and on and on. I would definitely, like I said, go to literally Surge's his channel, Growing Up in Scientology. You can watch Going Clear if you're not familiar with Scientology. It's from the ground up. It's absolutely corrupt. And I'm not saying the Catholic Church isn't corrupt, but they don't charge for services. They don't have a price list. You know, you don't have to pay a certain amount to take communion. You're not pressured to go up this bridge, and you're not, you have to pay a certain amount. The Supreme Court said that it's a quid pro quo. It's not, it shouldn't be tax exempt. And you've got, there's literally over 1,000 people that have escaped and talked out about it and spoken out about it. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but yes, I would say it's worse than the Catholic Church, and it's actually not a church, in my opinion. And it's like a mafia. It really is. I mean, you don't see the Catholic Church. I could go on and on. I'm on a roll tonight. You don't see the Catholic Church hiring private investigators with using tax exempt money to follow people that talk against the Catholic Church. Veniscus Casta, you don't like the Catholic Church. Do you have like your dog poisoned, or somebody watching you in binoculars because you've said something bad about the Catholic Church? Scientology does do that. And yeah, I could go on and on. I was going to talk about Christy Bixler, who was a victim of Danny Masterson, and she and her husband and some other of the Jane Does have a lawsuit that they filed, and it's in the courts now, against Scientology and Danny Masterson for what they call fair game, which again is another policy of the quote church. So that was a that was a mouthful. But thank you for that comment, because yeah, I welcome it. I will totally talk about anything as long as it's respectful, and I thought that was respectful. So, Constance June, I have compassion for those raised in Scientology. I do not want to support money going to Scientology PR machine. Yep, I agree. Yep, there's a difference. I mean, two things can be true at the same time, right? Emily is a victim, but she's also part of a human trafficking cult that needs to be exposed. And I mean, not for nothing, she was there for the arraignment of Danny Masterson, and she was, at least peripherally involved with the mob that was intimidating one of the Jane Does. And I think she knows a lot more than she's letting on. And the fact that she was born and raised in the cadet org, she knows how abusive it is. There's no way around it. SPTV gaming community, hi there. Comment, she didn't apologize to the Jane Does, according to Aaron, because she's still in good standing, right, in there with Scientology. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are saying, where's the proof? Where's the proof? Well, all the evidence points to she's still in. She hasn't mentioned that. She wouldn't even mention, his name, Danny Masterson's name. She hasn't apologized to the Jane Does because of their standing and in her standing. Yeah. Lathanda, comment, it's actually wicked early here. Oh, I said wicked late. Almost 4 a.m. Yeah, that's wicked early. I'm a night owl after 30 years of night shifts. I get it. Yeah. I'm a little bit of an insomniac, so I'm awake, as you can see. And I didn't even take a nap today. But I got some sleep last night, so I'm doing all right. Denise H, I hope anyone that is able goes to protest the LA concert Wednesday. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny. I did notice the other night that when when Aaron did his first stream about Emily, he called her, or no, what did he say? I think he called Laura Armstrong. And then today he called Emily Anderson. And I was like, Laura Armstrong? I'm like, is he talking about Laura Anderson? And then, yeah, he was. It was just funny because I was like, does she have a different name or is there a different Laura? But now I understand. And they both wear goldenrod suits too. I thought that was funny. And yeah, they do look very much alike. Jersey Jan, I can see Emily's side, but her harassment of the Jane Does in the courthouse is unforgivable. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And just that she hasn't, spoken out about the human trafficking cult that she's belongs to. Mamai Sharona, hey there. Emily says in her quote apology, she went to the hearing as a quote observer. Right. Oh, heck no, girl. You went there and harassed and tried to intimidate a Jane Doe with the rest of your nasty posse. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Yeah. Haggis Asher, did you read Miriam's letter to Emily in Linkin Park? Yes, I actually read it on a stream the other day. Oh, here it is. Okay, thank you, Giorgio. Go, Giorgio. Oh, George. Thank you. You can read Miriam's letter to Emily that she knew. Yes, they were in the cadet org together. Yes, here. What do they call it? The cadet ranch. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can click on that and read it. SBTV gaming community. Comment Rabbit also just did a live about this, and Serge joined her. If y'all want to check it out after Marilyn's live, yes, I will definitely check that out. I was watching Aaron right before this. I will definitely check that out. Thanks for letting me know. Inappropriate have. They are held accountable until they stop, plain and simple. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bo Beats, Black Sheep. I think this topic is a great opportunity for creators such as yourself to educate the less informed that come here for the Linkin Park issue, but can leave being more informed on Scientology. Yes. Yeah. I was writing down some bullet points about that, and I kind of rambled them off in my little spiel, but yeah, there's so much. And, the movie or the documentary Going Clear, Leah Remini in the Aftermath, that those are two documentaries I would definitely suggest. And there's just so many channels. Aaron's there's so many stories and so much that they've done that it's just not cool, not okay at all. Kate Delight, there comes a point when you pass from victim to the abuser. It's a choice you make. Yeah. I understand that. Constance June, some people keep asking for camera proof of the court situation. I was like, that court doesn't allow cameras. Yeah, and I mean, she admitted she was there, and there's enough eyewitnesses to corroborate the story that she was involved in that mob. Yeah. Susie Q, I'm spooked by mainstream media not covering this. The power that Scientology has in the entertainment industry is scary. Yeah, absolutely. It's just so frustrating. And yeah, I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about two different things. One is I'm not sure at what point it's just so weird because at one point things like interviews with was it like 11 years ago that sorry, Jenna Miscavige came out on the circuit, and she was on CNN. She interviewed with Anderson Cooper. She interviewed with Piers Morgan. She was on, I don't know, 2020, 60 Minutes, whatever, all kinds of shows. And she was telling her story. And I was watching a bunch of them recently, actually, because they just kept coming up in my feed. And Scientology had this one form letter that it was like, basically like Jenna Miscavige is a liar and blah, blah, blah. And just, it was, they read the same thing over and over and over and over. And I was thinking about that. I was like, when did that stop and why? Because wasn't it around was it 2011 that that whole thing happened with Debbie Cook, not to bring up her name because I know that then that brings up a whole shitstorm, but just bringing up her in the fact that she did that email and then they tried to sue her and then they had discovery or whatever, something about a restraining order, and she testified all those horrible things, and then they haven't sued anyone since then. So I don't understand why the media blackout, because the whole threatening to sue thing, like when Dodge Landisman was fired because he mentioned something um about Lisa Marie Presley and how she was you know, she was a Scientologist and she was going to testify against Danny Masterson and blah blah blah, all that. Um, they fired him. And I don't know what if they're paying them off. I have no idea what happened, but don't they know that they're not going to get sued most likely, and they don't sue people anymore? So yeah, if you have any ideas, might be conspiratorial, but I'm just wondering why all of a sudden it was just like media blackout, literally. And A&E was very brave to have to produce Leah's show, and there was another show about disconnection that never saw the light of day. So yeah, I think, and the other thing I wanted to say about that as well is that, okay, so the big, the big news media machine is no use to us, but look at what's happening. It's all over. And I think this is the dawning of a new age of media, right? It's already here, and the new generation, aren't the little fuddy-duddies sitting in front of a newspaper or whatever. And, blogs have their place and all those still have their place, but we got, if you could just hear the din right now of everybody talking about this right now, it would just be crazy, right? So it's happening and we're talking about it, and we're not going to stop talking about it until something is done. And this is just one aspect of things that are the momentum. And it's a grassroots, it's a grassroots thing that I think the ball is rolling, and I'm excited for it. I'm here for the long haul because Congress, they got to wake the fuck up. They got to wake up. And this is just one more thing to point to. It's like, look what's going on, and look at the outrage, and look at the taxpayers' dollars and everything, all the stories of abuse and the trafficking and the credit card fraud and all of that. Billions of dollars could have gone back into the coffers to help with healthcare or building schools or roads or bridges or anything. So, anyways, whew, I'm gonna be exhausted after this. I think maybe surge got me surge. I have a surge of energy here. Um, yes, that's a good. Oh, I can't believe I didn't even think of that. Absolutely. Yes, people should watch Kelly Copter's Iceberg series to learn about, yeah, F Scientology. Absolutely. If one of the mods could put her channel, if you haven't already, in the chat, that would be awesome, because anyone watching the replay, it's at Kelly Copter, Kelly with an I and Copter with a C. Oh, at just like that, spelt like that. Oh, one word. There we go. Yeah, I saw this earlier and I agree with that. Bo beats Black Sheep, simple solution. Switch Emily for Lara. Problem solved. I know, nobody really noticed. Great idea. I love it. Raquel, Aaron had viewers asking what Scientology is. So this is definitely bringing more attention to the cult abuse. Absolutely, because I was in the back starring those questions, and I was trying to get a really good overview of what the chat. It's really challenging. There were 2,500 people in there at one point, and I was just seeing it was just crazy fast, and sometimes I will put things in the queue and then unstar them if there's like too many of them. But I try to get a good representation of what people are talking about. And, I asked Aaron, I was like, is it okay if I put some spicy questions as long as they're not disrespectful? He's like, absolutely. I put things about, pretty much everything that everybody was talking about. And that was something that was recurring. It was like, what Scientology? And then there was one funny comment. I was like, what the hell is Scientology anyway? And I started that because sometimes it's nice to have just a little bit of comic relief when you're talking about such intense things like that. And yeah, we'll get the word out, right? He's had more people subscribe to him, which is great. Constance June, Jenna said they embargoed the news release on her book, so Scientology did not find out until when it was released. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Susie Q, I don't understand either, so it has to be about money and power, in my opinion. I don't think they're afraid to cover it. Yeah, what is that? Because I know they get these threatening letters, but they're paper tigers, as they say, right? Hey, Stasia, I thought I would say hi and head off to bed. Good night. Long day mowing, and now it's time to relax. Yeah, that sounds very exhausting. Traveltology. Hope to be able to video at the Dianetics Foundation in Bangkok. Wow. Open only 3 nights per week. So best guess, empty building. Yeah, I would love to see that video. I'd love to see, pictures. Well, it would be nice if you get in the inside, but I'm sure that probably won't happen. But yeah. That's awesome. I love to put these up. That's so sweet. Constance June, so nice to see you. You were the first person to ever give me a membership way back. I'll never forget that. Aw, thank you, Constance June. That's awesome. Yes, thank you. I've seen so many members. Thank you so much for memberships and anyone that is interested in joining. $2.99 a month. So let you know, you get like lots of emojis. I This is really embarrassing, and I feel bad putting this behind a $2.99 paywall, but I put up a video of last week. I'm getting embarrassed to even say it. Last week I was at my son Austin's gig and he asked me to get up and sing a song with him. And he played and I sang "These Boots Are Made for Walking." And it's funny because anyone who knows that Liz Gale sings that song too. And we kind of compared notes like way back when. And she was like, "What's your favorite karaoke song?" And I was like, "These Boots." And she's like, "Oh my God, mine too." I was like, it's a cross between that and "I Will Survive." But yeah, so I got up and sang it, and Duncan recorded it. And yeah, it was full Maryland, and I don't really like to have pictures taken or video. But yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it just for my members. So if that won't scare you, that's there. If you're a member, it's there. And I apologize ahead of time if you haven't seen it. Oh my God, I'm like getting red. But I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there because I like to say, that we're just all people. We're just regular people that come together for a purpose, and we hate cults. We hate seeing anyone be abused. We hate injustice, and that's why we're all here. So, yeah, I've got like I don't know, I've got like a pimple on my cheek today, and my dung heap's a mess. And yeah, I got silly videos. And yeah, I just like to share things with y'all. And I do have a couple things for anyone who is interested in seeing the progress on the Airbnb that Duncan's building up the road. They had a really productive day. I was really shocked. So I'll have to show you that before we end. But yeah, so just thought I would chat with you guys. Jenna is a smarty. She absolutely is. I love her channel. I really do. Because I think it's great to like you want to be a whole person, right? And so many things that I couldn't do in the cult that brought me pleasure, I'm able to do now. And yeah, it was like I would feel guilty for doing anything fun or relaxing. So yeah, I think it's great that she has so many lifestyle things that she puts out there, like cooking and crafts and flower arrangements, and I just love it. Sorry, oh, thanks. I keep forgetting I have some start. Thank you. Hey, Bo Beats Black Sheep. Just wanted to compliment you, Marilyn, on your passion reignited against Scientology and off the freaking trolls. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I have been a lot happier. Um, it's been great. And I'm just so done with even giving them any acknowledgement, any any oxygen. They don't deserve it and it sucks and I don't care. But thank you. I appreciate that. And it's nice to be back on track. Yeah. Coffee Cults and Crafts. Giorgio. He's my my twin, my imposter. I have an imposter. Link to Kelly Copter's Iceberg series. Thank you so much. And if you check out her channel, she's got a new video that's a cover of Linkin Park's song Numb. It's amazing. She could have been, I could think of quite a few people that could have filled those shoes of Emily's, not Chester's. No, I don't think anybody can replace him. But yeah. Yeah, watch out, Emily. There's a lot of ex-Scientologists that could fill that spot. Good night, Joel. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Susie Q, to be fair, the media doesn't cover anything controversial. Yeah, I'm sure that they are worried about, the quote religion aspect of it. But I mean, I'm just hoping that by just keeping going with this, spreading the word, and also just exposing the abuses that law enforcement, Congress, the Ways and Means Committee, the IRS, all that will get on board with looking into this because the evidence is there. It's there. They're just not looking at it. And so, I mean, God forbid there be some kind of smoking gun that would be like, a horrible thing happened. But I feel like the evidence is there because the Scientology keeps great records. So if there were another raid like there was in the late 70s with the whole government infiltration, the largest infiltration of the government ever to be on record, Scientology was it like 5,000 agents or something infiltrating every part of the government. You don't think they're not doing that now? I'm sure they are. They've been left unchecked for what is it, 40 years now. So yeah, I'm really I'm really fired up. My briskets are really burning tonight, I guess. The media is afraid of getting canceled. That's a good point. I kind of feel like they're getting canceled by just being like so like non effective, right? It's like, what are they really doing? They're just arguing with a bunch of stuff, old fuddy-duddy stuffed shirts, They got to get with the times. Oh, Itchy Thans, up late with my 20-week-old pom puppy. Aw, saw you were. Oh, thank you. Nice surprise. Thank you, Itchy Thans. Geez, mine are a year. I always call them puppies, anyways. One's a little over a year old, and the other one's a year and a half. So I got pom puppies too. I know. I was helping Aaron today, but you gave me like 6 minutes notice, and I'm like, I'm covered in Pomeranians. Hold on. And I moved. I had Rocky on my chest. I was just kind of like laying on the couch, just kind of taking a break, and because I had been running around like crazy, and I was petting him, and then I got the text, and I was like, oh, I gotta get up. So I got up, and I put him. He's just looking at me like, how rude, Poor thing. I gotta go cuddle with them soon. So just catching up here. I think we're doing pretty good. Lathanda, we don't care for the trolls either. We know why we are here, and they will not fool us. Absolutely. I agree with that. Oh, thanks. I know. I don't know why. I'm just kind of like, it just has my biscuits burning. Oh, I just want to play with all Marilyn's awesome emojis. Oh, thank you for putting that up. Hey, Traveltology. Marilyn, you do an amazing thing. Been here with you from the start. Your comments and chats to crocheting. Lord Zeno, oh my God, to the fire of exposing wrongdoings. And not to forget sharing your story with Doug. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been quite a journey. Yeah. And it's funny, I took the Xenu hat, the cover from the bobblehead, and put it on one of the poo emojis today. I wish you could see it. I don't know. I'll have to maybe put it more in the front. I had them falling off the off the shelf while I was trying to fix them. Arranging my dung heap. Covered in, I'm covered in Pomeranians. Yeah, and when the parents and their brother come to visit, there's 2, 3, 6 altogether. When they're all together, they're so cute. Quite a journey. Yep. And we're still here. We're still here, guys, right? Okay, so I just want to show you just some silly thing. Well, not silly. There's a couple really nice pictures of the house, and then I want to share with you something silly about my son. He might kill me, but maybe not. Okay. Oh, okay, that was that. And then some of you know about the Airbnb that Duncan and his brother, Uncle Al, is building. So this looks really small, but it's really big. I can't remember. It's like 36 feet by something or other. But they're building this, he calls it a dormer, and it goes all the way up to the top peak and down, and it's going to have windows on the side. Of course, this is a cutout here. So this will be a bedroom, first floor or second floor bedroom with a bathroom, another bathroom, so 2 bathrooms, and then it'll have a loft. So in essence, it's a full basement underneath and 3 stories. And then I'll show you. And they're just building it kind of from the ground up without any plans, but they've built so many houses, they know what they're doing. So they're they're doing it by pretty much by the seat of their pants. And if you've seen any of the other videos, they have this like kind of pulley system, so they don't have to have a crane and a lot of staging. So yeah, that's the dormer, goes all the way from the bottom to the top, and then there's one straight on. Yeah. So that's just a little piece of my life. I tell my mods, I talk to them pretty much all day, and so having 20 somethings that are out of the house but still, need your help sometimes. This has been an insane week. Well, it's only one day, right? So this past weekend especially has been really crazy because so my son Austin, my middle child that you've met a couple times, went to Salem with his girlfriend, Salem, Mass, to do the whole like witch, museum and the monster museum and all that stuff. And his truck broke down. It was her birthday, his girlfriend's birthday, and his truck broke down. Like something about the power steering pump or something you really need. You can't really go without it. So that happened, and they were all the way out there, and they had to get a tow and all that. So of course they call us, let us know what's going on, and we helped as much as we could. So that happened. And then my daughter calls the next day and is freaking out because her sewage, or like the sewage was backing up in her house. I don't know if she has a septic. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, that was really bad. It was coming up in her sinks. I mean, it's disgusting. So that was a problem. So her husband had to run home. He was helping Duncan. He had to run home. And today I had just said to Duncan, I was like, oh, thank goodness for Carter, because usually Carter's the one that has like these mishaps, and I'm like, Carter's the good child this weekend. He hasn't had any problems. He's, I spoke too soon. So he sends us these videos, and oh my God. And I had just bought them a fire blanket, but I guess that wouldn't have helped with this situation. Let's see. I might have to unmute it, but I know that oops. Hold on one sec, guys. All right. I thought I sent them, but anyways, I'll just tell you what happened. I'll show you the videos next time. But yeah, so he sends a video of, and they live over a restaurant. So, when anything happens, when there's an alarm, the fire trucks come, right? Because it's all wired into the whole system. And he put a hot pocket in the microwave for like 10 minutes instead of 1 minute. So yeah, so everything was just all smoke. He couldn't see anything. Somehow he had a gas mask, purpley pink gas mask. And you could hear the first video was just the alarm going off. The second video was him walking around with the gas mask being like, I just wanted a fucking hot pocket, man. So yeah. So anyways, I said all that to say we're going away for a couple days. We're just gonna, take off to New Hampshire, and it's gonna be like in the 80s, which is really rare this time of year. So I will probably be checking in. I'm not sure how much equipment I'm going to bring with me or whatever. We're going to be on the lake, and yeah, so we're going away. So that was another reason why I wanted to come on twice today. And yeah, you saw it. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I sent it to you guys. Yes, it'll be nice to get away. It's really nice. All right, I got a couple more starred. There we go. I told Alan to put him to work only if he wants to, But we got to pull Duncan away from, he's today. He just barely missed really getting a bad injury because the nail gun shot into his finger or his hand, but he's okay. And then he said he kept hitting his head on one of those beams, and he's bald, so he has like this red boo-boo, an owie on his. I was like, you need a break, because if you're getting injured several times in a day, you definitely need a break. So Kate Delight, question, do they plan on closing the outside of the house? Yes, they're planning on closing it in. That's why there's like this big push to get it all closed in and put the shingles on and get everything locked down so that they can finish it. He calls it doing the finish work inside. We're hoping by this time next year to be able to rent it out. So we'll see. It always, they say it tends to take longer than you plan, but hopefully that'd be awesome. Sushi Phil comment, Salem stories. I'm a direct descendant of Mary Esty, who was executed. Oh my God. I'm also related to her two sisters, Rebecca Nurse and Sarah Cloyce. I try to visit Salem when I'm close. Oh my God. Wow. I've never studied that because I was just so I was brought up that like the whole witch thing was so evil and so awful. But I know now that that was just horrible and bogus, and it wasn't right, and it just was. I mean, none of that's okay, but they were falsely accused. It's just so sick and gross. But yeah, but I would like to visit there. I think I was there as a little kid because I was brought up in Haverhill till I was like 6 years old. So I have been to Salem. Yeah, nice to get away. All right, everyone. Hey, Amanda, great to see you. Good to see you. All right, I think I'm going to head out, but it was so good hanging out with you all. And yeah, I'll keep in touch. I might do some lives. I probably won't be on tomorrow. Got a lot to do to get out the door here and get the dog settled down at my daughter's. So yeah, so it was great to hang out with you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Zenu Marlene, everybody partake. Cheers. This is good coffee. This is why, my hubby makes the coffee.